Good morning. Today is August the 11th, and we are just on the cusp of starting a new school year with students in the building and on the buses. And actually, even today, right now, our teachers are already in the building. All of our staff are working as we prepare for that because we are looking forward to being back in school more normal than we have been in 18 months. And I'm standing here with Toby Burrell, who does a lot of things for us, from safety to transportation to information. We have a scrimmage game this week for football, correct?
Correct. We were on the road for that one, though.
If our fans wanted to see that, where would they go?
They would have to attend it in person. We're not going to cover that one.
Okay.
Since it's a scrimmage.
And where is that? Because I forgot.
I think it's Mountain Heritage.
Mountain Heritage. That's a fair trip.
I think so.
Yeah, but it would be worth the trip, I think, to go out and to have that feeling of being outdoors for fall football again.
Well, what's going to be more fun is the next Friday night, everybody fill these stands right here, and let's do what we've always done in supporting Maroon Devil football. Athletics start next week, a full boat. We're back to basically normal with a few exceptions.
With a few exceptions. And then one of the pieces that we need everyone to know is that this building is going to be dedicated on September the 3rd, which is the week following, if I'm not mistaken. And we'll have some kind of a ceremony during the halftime for that.
Yes.
And this building will also be open at that time for people just to walk through and to see. It's a pretty magnificent facility for all of our people.
I can't wait for everybody to take a look at it. It's state of the art, and nobody around has got anything like it.
I agree, and we are so fortunate and appreciate all the support that we've received in order to put this together. So we've got a lot on the horizon that is really exciting and encouraging, but at the same time, as our board meeting this week helped us remember, with all of those wonderful events on the horizon, there's still the need to remain cautious. And I believe that's why our board voted on Monday night that we are going to require masks for all students and staff during the school day inside buildings. And we need everyone to understand that our primary reason for doing that is because we want to keep all of our classrooms open. And with the concern for quarantine still, we need to take every step that we can to make that happen. But even with those expectations for in the building, one of the things that we also have to consider is that school buses are kind of a separate thought. Why is that, Toby, and what do our parents need to expect?
Well, the mask part has been in place for school buses all along. It's not an option for us at all. It's not something that the board decided. It's something that was decided on higher levels than that. And so each of our folks riding the bus must wear a mask. We'll have some of those on board, but in honesty, it's going to be a whole lot easier on the students riding if you provide them with one to come on board with. We know kids forget them and so forth and so on, and we'll have some, but they must wear a mask. We're not social distance like we were last year. We can sit side by side. That's not part of it. But what we do want your children to understand is they need to sit in the same seat every day. And that goes for a lot of reasons, really, but most importantly right now, it allows us to do the contact tracing part if we have to, and be able to stay informed with our community in terms of what we're doing. So in terms of riding the bus, nothing really has changed from the way we did it last year, except we're expanding our routes back to what they were pre A-B schedule, C schedule times, back to when things were more normal. So while we're going to still consider wearing masks and all of those things part of what we do on buses, we're back to bringing our kids to school, doing transfer buses at the schools, all the things that we did before this weird schedule hit us last year.
Yeah, we were making all of those adjustments last year, and actually we haven't had all of our students on buses since March of about 2019, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's been a while since they've been on there, and it's important for parents to know we're going to continue with the cleaning activities that we've done during the AB schedule. The buses will be sanitized daily, so they don't have to worry about that part of it. It'll be as safe as we can possibly make it for everybody.
And so if I were a parent and I had my son or daughter that was getting ready to ride a bus, and they hadn't been on a bus perhaps since pre-pandemic,
right,
I might be concerned about when the bus will come by.
Yeah, and that's a concern for everybody, to be honest with you. Unfortunately, bus routes are fluid. It's hard for us to predict when those are going to be. So just bear with us and be patient the first couple of weeks. We'll get it ironed out. Our folks down at the bus garage do a fantastic job in accommodations and being able to let you know what's going on. So you can call them now if you want an idea of what bus we've run in the past. I assume what we're going to do on Monday, Mark, is run the routes that we've run in the past with the same buses. So if they've ridden one in the past, they can look for the same bus number. Something may change, but I doubt it at this point. And we'll try to get that published as quick as we can. And they can always call our garage with any of those questions that they have. And we'll be happy to answer them. Just understand that right now it's a work in progress. It's a very fluid process. And we'll have everything up and running the way it normally should be by middle of next week when we have students back.
Yeah, we've talked, Toby, in the past year or so about some of the heroes of the school system, and we've spoken about cafeteria, and rightfully so. We've spoken about our custodial staff because of the adjustments that they've made, but a group that we probably haven't mentioned enough, and I'm sorry to say this, but is our transportation group and our bus drivers.
Oh, absolutely.
And we really rely on our bus drivers to help us out in knowing exactly when stop times will be, because, like you said, it adjusts almost on a daily basis, particularly at the beginning. And so just be patient with us, and if the bus garage doesn't necessarily know exactly what the precise pickup or drop-off time is, they'll probably get in touch with the bus driver for that bus and then be able to get back to you with a little bit better information. Just give us a little flexibility for the first couple of weeks.
Yeah, stay patient with us.
Yeah, and speaking of that, we have some new entrance patterns and exit patterns for student drop-off and pickup at least two of our school systems, or two of our school campuses, and then we always think about the pre-K. So why don't you give us a little bit of guidance about what can be expected there?
Okay, yeah, that's always concerning. Let me start with Bright Adventures, because that's the one that concerns us the most in-house. There's nothing we can do about traffic patterns down there. We've maximized it to the best of our ability. So what you as a parent have to know about Bright Adventures is follow the direction that Miss Chapman gives you. If she tells you not to come before a certain time, do that, because there's reasons for it. Things will be congested this first week, I promise you. Be patient. Don't get in a hurry. Don't rush. There are very little people down there moving around, and you will not be able to see them. Please, please, please.
Yes.
Please be patient, go slow, save time, give yourself extra time. If you got to get to work after dropping your little one off, give yourself extra time so that you can do that. Let your folks know at work that you might be a hair late because you've got to ensure the safety of our kids down there. Please help us with that. We're going to do our best to have an extra SRO down there. We always do it the first of the year, but we're going to be stretched just a little bit this year because of the new entrances. West is going to change things pretty dramatically, Mark, and I know you've already talked about that and shown them that pattern. So what we need you to do on that one is go back and take a look at the video that he did out at West that walked you through that new pattern. You're basically going to go through the parking lot during drop-off and pickup. Now you may ask, why we got to do that? It's very simple. We have to get that queue, the line, off of the main highway. It's too dangerous out there. So we've got to get it off of there. But what that brings into play is, again, you're dealing with little ones, a little bit bigger, a little bit more headstrong. So you have got to be cautious out there when you're dropping and picking up kids at West Elementary. Call those folks if you got questions about the new routine. We will be there on hand to help you with that. An SRO will be there to help with that on the first days, and just follow the pattern, follow the instructions, take your time, and we'll be just fine. Now, the other new one is the Swain High School down here with a new entrance, and it is pretty self-explanatory, to be honest, with the arrows, but we will again have SROs present for that one as well. The parent drop-off line now goes directly in front of the school. You'll enter through the Bryson Branch entrance as you've done in the past. You'll loop around and exit on Bryson Branch. So all of our bus traffic is going to come in on Fontana Road, as well as our student drivers. So bus traffic will go behind Swain High School on the road, and our student drivers will park up here at Swain Memorial Stadium. So it's pretty cut and dried down there. It's pretty much the same pattern you've had, except we've now formalized it. So I think it'll be a whole lot easier for people to follow.
I think that's probably the best way to describe it too, Toby. It's pretty much the same way, but it may look a little different.
It's going to look different, and it's going to be better, honestly, in the long run. And you'll see that when you get down there, and I know that you can call the high school, and they'll be happy to help you in any way they can. But what you'll notice right off the bat is if you're dropping your student off, there are 5 or 6 bays there is what we'll call them, but they're basically marked spots where you can pull in, drop your child off, and then meander your way on around.
That's a lot for people to remember.
It is.
And I would encourage anybody who's watching this to hone in especially on the areas that apply mostly to you and your family. But let me ask you to do something. Remember that we are all together in this. Or maybe I should say we are all in this together. And we need to be patient with each other. We need to be patient with our staff. And remember that this start to school is, again, a little different than we've ever had before. And we just need to work on that.
Yep.
So thank you for your patience. Thank you for being part of our family. We are so grateful to be part of yours as Swain family. And so unless there's something else, is there anything else you can think of?
I just want to remind everybody that from day one of this pandemic, our goal has been to have our students back on our campuses. And what we're going to do is everything we can to make sure we keep them there all year long. That's our primary goal going into this school year, is we want our kids.
So help us do that, please. Thank you for allowing us to work with your sons and daughters. It is an honor and a privilege to do that. So until the next time, God bless you, have a great day, and thanks again for being part of our family.